What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below and give this video a big fat thumbs up. I know it's been a while since you've seen my beautiful face on your screen. But I am officially back and ready to move forward. But I did want to go ahead and update you guys about what's been going on and what's coming next, so stay tuned. As aspiring entrepreneurs, or just entrepreneurs in general, we tend to find pleasure in people's success stories. We always want to know what's going great when people who we look up to are doing really, really well. But ultimately, we also need to learn from failures because those tend to be the biggest lessons. So I'm going to tell you guys how my business ended up failing. So it started in April 2019 is when I opened up my marketing and public relations firm, and everything was going great. I became an Amazon bestseller. I got to meet some directors and producers for Netflix. I got to collaborate with writers for Forbes. I was actually featured in Forbes twice, and everything was fantastic. I hit 6 figures my first 2 years in business. Both years I hit that 6-figure mark, and I was getting a phenomenal amount of clients and doing some great work. COVID hit. And I did lose a few clients who couldn't afford to pay me anymore, but I did pick up on my personal brand, so I continued to do my YouTube channel, I continued writing on my blogs, I continued to write for different publications, and I published a few more books. So COVID didn't really hinder my business. It wasn't until the end of 2020 when my mental health took a really bad crash, and I ended up being hospitalized for suicidal ideation. When I got out of the hospital, I tried to kind of get back to work and things didn't go too well. I had employees, but I wasn't leaning on them enough. I wasn't asking them for help when I needed to. I wasn't utilizing them to the full extent of their abilities. So essentially, I was running a huge company. I'm not going to call it an empire, but you know. But I was doing it, and I was doing it alone. But I still had all the responsibilities of, taking care of my employees, paying my employees, taking care of my clients, working on my personal brand, all of that stuff without utilizing the help and the assistance that was around me. I pushed through to the end of 2021 came around. Surprisingly enough, I then got hit by a car. I actually got sandwiched in between 2 cars. And for some reason, because I'm a little cuckoo up there, I didn't go to the hospital after it happened. I waited weeks to go to the hospital after it happened, which hindered my health more. I told you guys how I got into my slump, but I didn't tell you guys how I got out of my slump. So I wanted to kind of hit on a few points there. For starters, I got on a healthy medication regimen. So if you have been diagnosed with a mental illness and they recommend medication for you, I suggest you try it. It's different for everyone, and not one medication is going to work the same for the next person. So just because you try one and it doesn't work out, be willing to try other medications and things along those lines. They've had me on Seroquel, Lexapro, Lipitor, pretty much anything you can think of for bipolar disorder. Right now I'm currently on Abilify, and I get an injection every 2 months, and it has helped me tremendously. I definitely feel more stable. I haven't had suicidal thoughts in over a year, which is definitely progress for me. So definitely I would recommend the medication. In addition to that, it's also a mental battle. You have to let go of the imposter syndrome. You have to let go of thinking that you're not good enough, that you're not doing enough, that your work isn't good enough, that no one's going to care what you have to say or how you're doing it, because that is all in your head. That's something I really had to get over. After I closed my business, I felt like a complete failure, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to start anything back up because I messed up the one that I already had. But know that all entrepreneurs have fallen down a time or two, 5 or 6, 9 or 10. It really is common. So don't give up just because you fall down. Don't think that doesn't mean that you're not good enough to get back to it, or that people aren't gonna be welcoming of you starting something back up, because that was one of the biggest things that kind of worried me. Honestly, just learn from your mistakes. That's the biggest thing that I had to do, was learn from my mistakes. So I took the things that I realized I failed at doing, which was not leaning on my support system, not leaning on my employees and my team, and then not properly organizing my day-to-day operations in my business. Learn from those mistakes. As long as you learn from the mistakes that you made, you can always get back to it and do better, because you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. So those are the things that have helped me to kind of get back out and get back to my blogging and my vlogging and my sharing content, and hopefully that will help you guys as well. So ultimately, no one wants to fail, but it is a part of life. We win some, we lose some, we learn from the ones that we lose, and that's the biggest lesson here, is that you want to make sure you learn from your mistakes. So I'm ready to start again, but this time I'm not starting over from scratch. I'm starting from experience. I now prioritize my health, and I ask for help when I need it. All in all, I'm not upset about anything that happened. I needed to fail in business so that I could successfully fall forward in life and learn from my mistakes and hold myself accountable. While I may not be perfect and I don't have all the answers, I'm still willing to help others where I can and pass along any knowledge that I have. But the biggest takeaway that I want you guys to have: failed businesses are more crucial for your journey than successful ones are, because from those stories of the failed businesses is where we learn what to do, what not to do, and what steps to take going forward. So I've definitely learned from my mistakes. I hope that you guys learn from my mistakes. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and you can come back here. I upload videos twice a week. So I will see you guys again in a few days. Bye. I just felt my eye twitch. Anyways.
Didn't see it.
Good.